Hello, let's talk about rackets again. With a quick glimpse from the side, they all look the same. However, they are all different molds, as you can see. Let's talk about them. Let's start with the so-called tasty original that we love, without
The bridge.
yes.
Well, for us, it's a mold that, to me, I love that it doesn't have the bridge, because I feel that the racket is more balanced. To me, also, it increases the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm a guy that really has a thing with having the left hand really holding the racket. So for me, when the racket doesn't have the bridge, I feel much more comfortable to have my left hand there to play a two-handed shot. And also sometimes, you might hit a ball here.
I do.
Hey, you are the master of sometimes hitting a ball here, and your chances that the ball will go in.
Next one. I think this is one of the most popular racket shapes, racket molds on the market, the round mold.
Yeah. Well, also, maybe they wonder why we have new molds. Actually, a lot of our loyal customers have asked us, Gabo, but why you now have 3 molds? Like, we love this one, the original. And I said, well, our job as a brand and as people is to please as many people as we can, even though it's impossible to please all of you. So for me, before actually I made my own tasty racket, I used to love with round rackets. I always like the round shape. I think it feels that it gives me a lot of control, and I feel that it's much easier to hit the ball cleaner. And this mold is amazing. Like, I like it. Also, it feels very compact in my hand. It's a racket, I would say, more for control and precision. Yeah, it's not that the racket will do the work for you. Doesn't mean that if you buy this, you're gonna be mega precise. No, that you still depend on your hands and your skills. But it does have a great feeling. But it's just a perception that the round shape gives you, and I think it's a beautiful mold.
It is a beautiful mold.
Very balanced. And then, for those that love power, Rika, what about this racket? What can you say first?
I can say first that basically, if I look at these both rackets, which is a teardrop shape, it's completely equal. But however, here again we have the smart hole. So I would say this racket is a slightly more top heavy. When I tested it, it really felt powerful, top heavy. I think it's nice for people that like hitting topspin, or like playing with the wrist a bit.
Yeah, I can tell you that this racket I will recommend, for example, for someone that wants to take advantage of the overhead game, as in, because it's, like Rika said, a little bit more top heavy, and it feels like it's a little bit more, more, let's say, imagine that it's a bit longer on the top, even though it's not, but it feels like it. So when you smash, or you play víboras, or you play ganchos, rulos, it really feels that it helps your wrist to pronate and to come down a little bit better.
Again, engineer opinion, the sweet spot is higher, so therefore you get more power from hitting from the top part of the racket instead of from the middle.
For example, for some things, for example, when you play a lob in a top situation, it's a little bit also more difficult to control it, or you have to trust more the flicking, because as soon as you touch the ball a little bit late or a little bit far away from you, like I said, this is gonna create a little bit more power than those, so then the ball goes. But to me, this mold is a very good mold for people that rely on the overhead game, or that enjoy attacking a little bit more from the overhead game. For example, for me, maybe it's a good option, because my defense, I have no complaints. I think I defend very well still at a high level, but I could improve. If I'm self-critical, I could improve a little bit more in my offense. So I need a racket that helps me a little bit with my smash, that helps me with my volleys a little bit when I put the top the top of the racket, the racket head more on the ball, that it gives me a little bit more. So this racket, I would say, it's for someone that enjoys attacking a little bit more. Of course, you can also defend with this. All the rackets are for everyone, and they are all very easy to get used to. But just if we get picky, this mold, I would say, is more for an aggressive player. The original is for all, and the round is for someone that likes to play with the ball quite close. Is more of a guy that plays chiquitas, and, touches, play lobs with the volleys. I mean, more my kind of player. So anyway, at the end of the day, like I said, every racket, you will get used to it. Yeah, and remember, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. Have a good one, guys.